Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body and keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound, and while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra, just follow the sound please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to share some basic information for yourself to develop a very clear spiritual foundation with the meditation. So as you know, now the meditation, the word is very popular. And people do different kind of meditation. But at the same time, we have to remember our purpose should be to bring the change to ourselves, not to maintain the way we want this life. So this is a very good opportunity for all of us to look into deeper ourselves and bring the change and develop ourselves towards more profitable skills. And at the same time, recognizing or understanding the truth. Looking at outside, why we have to practice and why we have to ourselves work a little bit towards this. Looking outside, with the gathering information from outside, you can't find the truth. Truth is something that always covered, always hide. Generally in this ordinary life, people don't want to talk about the truth. People not ready to accept the truth. If you go in to learn, if you go in to know the truth, you have to have some kind of different skills than the ordinary people. And if you're going to talk the truth, and you have to be ready to whatever the feedback. Because most of time when you start to talk the truth, the feedback itself not going to become very pleasant. When we look at the human history, we can see that. But our purpose should be somehow, before we die, find that truth. So that is the challenge. It's a conventional level. We can't find it. Everybody hide it. But at the same time, our purpose should be, without having any kind of a struggle or the fight or the resistance, somehow find it. It's kind of like a game, hiding and seeking. So Truth always hide. So it is your challenge to find it. And sometimes when in just as an ordinary person in the conventional level, when you see the truth, maybe you're not going to recognize it. Or maybe you are not going to accept it. So that's why you have to have a different kind of method. So finding the truth, seeing the truth is a very different way of method. Most of time in the conventional world, we learn, and through that learning, we become educated. But here, only one way that you have to get into the truth. It's not by just listening and going somewhere and reading something and gain truth. It has only one way, that is observing and recognizing. So when you master, when you develop the skill of observing, that will take you to the truth. And once you recognize that, then maybe you become more silent. Why? Because you know in the conventional world, truth, they are not accepting the truth. So that's why in this tradition, when we look at around us through the culture, that this culture, this mental culture, practicing this tranquility meditation and the vipassana meditation, preserve this method for you to get into the truth. This is one of the ancient methods. So then you are so lucky still that you have this method, because in this human life, our ultimate purpose or the goal should be getting to the truth. If you don't see the truth, or without seeing the truth or understanding the truth, if you die, then it's kind of like you missing the greatest opportunity that you had. So the meditation is a method that you brush up that, your awareness, and develop yourself that skill to find the truth. Because you can't get it by thinking and understanding. You can't get it by arguing. You can't get it by having conversations. It's mostly if you develop the ability to observe, then by the time it will help you to have a clear conversation, it will help you to have a kind of like a effective listening. So kind of like, but the very key point is that developing the awareness. When it comes to that awareness, one of the biggest barrier, the fear. We have deeper fear towards the truth or the clarity. It's a habit from generations to generations. We hold that, we nourish that habit. And now that everywhere what we see, fear for truth. And it's not only that the fear for truth, that the fear has many versions, but ultimately the bottom line is the truth, but it has many versions, kind of like a fear of pain, that fear of change, fear of impermanence, fear of unknown, and fear of death. So kind of like that the fear has many ways that versions around us. But ultimately, it links to the truth. So then we have a kind of like a version that develop towards the truth. And there are two ways. One is anger and the fear. There's aversion towards truth create anger and the fear. So the anger is the kind of like aggressive version. So the fear is kind of like the reactive version. So this aggressive version or the reactive version, this both little by little take us towards the darkness. So then remember, when it comes to practice or anything, the fear has no space. Fear has no validations. Fear has no any opportunity for yourself to develop. If you somehow hold it to fear, you have to remember that whatever the fear, maybe it come from different ways, but it come out of not knowing, or you are disconnect from the truth. So the very reason then, there is lack of awareness. So wherever the fear, how you can deal with this? Wherever the fear and wherever the unsatisfaction or the anger or wherever the pain or wherever the change or wherever the unknown, always remember to be aware about it rather than reacting to it or rather than becoming aggressive. Because if you react again and again, it takes you to the fear. It's a version. We condition it like that way. So then always, if you have the ability to observe, and then that is the way that you can get out of the fear. And then when you observe that, you slowly start to come closer to the truth. It's kind of like going away from darkness and come closer to light. So that's why how you can practice this, how you can experience this. So kind of like when you're sitting, maybe from the beginning you feel so comfortable, and then your posture, your seat, you kind of like a very perfect, and you feel from the beginning, oh, I can meditate now for like 1 hour, 2 hours, or maybe I can attain to jhana or the liberation, kind of like that. But after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, you start to feel discomfort. So the pain. So once the pain arises, the mind start to say, change, change, change. And then we start to change. So why you change? So the change is the covering the fear. That's why whatever you change, that means you cover the fear. So then you can't see it. So then when it comes to practice, little bit observe and see it. Don't try to change. Let it be. And then by the time slowly the pain will go away. So that is one way that you can understand this fear arise as a reaction. So once you know that, for other things also the same, the change, when it comes to change in day-to-day life, we try to maintain our life the way we want, and suddenly when the change arises, when the change comes, we get panic. So, but if you look very carefully, without change, there is no progress in life. So then you have to allow that change to be there. You have to be open to change rather than resisting it, rather than covering it up from something. So that is the only way that you can develop yourself this method, and that is what called being open, journey of opening. So that is what we call the meditation. So meditation means you become open to fear. You become open to pain. You become open to impermanence. You become open to unknown. So in that way, you become open to discomfort. You become open to losing. And that way, you recognize that is where your life happening. So once you understand that what happened, this deeper emotional, psychological shift start to happen. So otherwise, the fear has a deeper connection with this emotional, this psychological reactions. So you have to break it down. You have to withdraw from that. And that is where you come to see the world as it is. And that is where you're going to see the truth. Once you see the truth, that is where you feel, you experience the comfort, satisfaction. So then it's kind of like from the beginning, it's kind of like a choice for you. This method or this path is not for everybody. If anybody look for truth, then that person can go on this path. Otherwise, this is not going to digest. So then always remember, from the ancient time to today, only very few people walk in this path. And once you start to walk in this path, once you start to come closer to the truth, you give up the fear. When you give up the fear, you start to feel free. So that freedom happens from inside you. So you become free from you. When the day you become free from you, that is your liberation happens. That is the moment your journey become kind of like a bliss. So before the Nibbana, so you have to experience that liberation or the deeper change within yourself. So that's why while you practice, always remember, be open to the very next moment without any aversion or without any condition in your mind. Just observe, and recognize. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. Scan head to toes yourself 3 times and say Supateva, or may I be well and happy. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalations. So if there is any pain or any change, any discomfort, try to remain the same without changing or without reacting to it. So in the beginning, deeply and gently breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. Bring attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. to your backside, your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. All six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. Also, by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhamma nudhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadi maranam ha paribunjissami idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahan hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.